Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Next on Deck. It's your weekly NXT preview show. We've also got a lot to talk about in the world of pro wrestling. We have not been on wrestling wise since Thursday, so that gives us TNA Under Siege, WWE NXT Battleground, AEW Double or Nothing, then Raw from last night, along with a lot of news. I am riding solo for the moment, but I will be joined by a few of our other members soon. What is going on, chat? How are we doing today? First off, if you haven't already, please follow us at facebook.com/Under the Ring Pod and twitch.tv/Under the Ring Pod. If you go to either one of those, you will know when we go live, usually Mondays through Thursdays, and then sometimes on Saturdays, Monday through Wednesday, 6-ish. For our preview shows and our daily news. Thursdays for our regular podcast episodes, which is where we do our predictions, where we talk about lists, where we do game shows and other things. And then Saturdays are when we get into pop culture. Mike and I did a review for the penultimate episode of The Last of Us Season 2 over the weekend. The season just finished, and Mike and I will be back on Saturday to go over that last episode and the season as a whole. But for now, it's wrestling. So let's get into it. Cookies, what is up, brother? How you doing, man? How are you? Got some new tunes? Yes, sir, I did. Yes, sir, I did. Hey, Kanisha, how are you? How are you? Got on the bus now? All right. Be safe. Batty says, call me the champion. Batty, I'm going to wait until somebody else hops on before I pull that list up. But I'll go ahead and tell you all this. I am the champion right now. Despite the fact that I correctly predicted Under Siege and NXT Battleground, decisively, might I add, AEW kicked me in the nuts late Sunday night, giving us a new champion who I will reveal when he jumps on. But, you know, we're all pretty respectful here and want to congratulate him, but also he can suck my ass. We'll get into that later. Let's talk about some wrestling news. Let's talk about some stuff that's going on. I think let's go ahead and get into Under Siege, since that was beginning of the weekend, and it was a pretty fun show. We saw a kind of a preview of what was to come on Battleground with the Trick Williams-Joe Hendry match. At Under Siege, they took each other on in a tag team match. Again, overall, it was a pretty fun show. I think if there's one thing I and a lot of the boys here as well agree on, it's not just TNA. It's not just AW. It's everything now. Every show has really gotten too long. The only time that's not true is when WWE just tries to go way too short and only does 4 or 5 matches when you can clearly have more than that. TNA had 10 matches for not even a pay-per-view. This is Under Siege is a special, a TNA Plus special. Eddie Edwards defeated Cody Deaner. Since Cody Deaner lost, Cody Deaner is now not going to be getting a new contract with TNA. I don't know if that means because as far as I'm aware, he has not left the company. I've been looking up stuff kind of all weekend just to see if there's any news about that. But so far, it looks like Cody Deaner's still with TNA. But he has not really been on TV much. At all. Like a few years ago, he was leading his own heel faction, you know, OVE, not OVE. God, I can't remember what it's called now. But he pretty much stole it from Eric Young when Eric Young thought he was going to WWE full time. And then when Vince came back, Eric Young said, "Fuck that." Went back to TNA, and then they just kind of dropped the angle more or less after a few months. But, you know, Violent by Design is what it was called. Thank you. Basically, he's on vacation. I don't know. And I think the thing is, like I said, Diener hasn't been doing much on TV. A year or so ago, he kind of turned face out of nowhere. And they tried to do this like old school TNA dumb babyface Eric Young deal. If anybody here in chat watched TNA back in like the mid 2000s, there was a point where Jim Cornette comes into the company and he like fires several people, including Earl Hebner. And EY had this gimmick that was basically him begging for his job and trying to be all smiley and happy. And he was kind of an idiot. And that's kind of what Diener was. He wasn't really begging for his job, but he just kind of went from this like maniacal, thoughtful psychopath to he's happy to be here for the fans, you know, and it just kind of felt like they didn't have anything to do for him once that happened. So I wouldn't be shocked if he goes away for a while, but I don't think. I think he could come back. This might, again, like Kanisha said in comments, it's a vacation. It might just be a vacation. It might just be time off. It wouldn't be the first time someone lost their contract or didn't get a new deal in one of these matches and ended up coming back like the next week. So it's not really much going on there. Mike Santana defeats Casey Navarro. He was originally supposed to face AJ Francis. Francis got injured before the show. I don't know if it's legit or not, because honestly, it was a busy weekend. I just didn't look into it, and that's my fault. He came out with a crutch, claiming that he had hurt his leg, and that forced Mike Santana to take on Casey Navarro, which is interesting because if you watched Battleground on Sunday, or if you have been paying attention to WWE socials in the past 24 hours, Mike Santana is looking to be like the next big TNA guy that they want to incorporate in WWE. He not only looks like that, he looks like he's the savior of TNA. Hendry, of course, and we'll get into it, but Hendry did lose the TNA title on Sunday to Trick Williams. They teased a Trick Mike Santana face-off last Thursday, which people got really excited about. Mike Santana is one of the hardest working individuals in wrestling today. And I think 2025 is going to be his year. 2025, 2026. We're about to see the rise of Mike Santana. The Northern Armory come out after Eddie Edwards beats Diener. The System are beating the crap out of Diener. And for just tonight, Eric Young and the Northern Armory are faces because they're in Canada, you see, and they're Canadian. So they saved their Canadian brother, Cody Diener, and they face the System in a 6-way. Fun little match just to kind of get on the card. The Northern Armory wins. Move on to the tag team title match for the Knockouts tag team titles. It is Elegance, Ash by Elegance, and Heather by Elegance versus Spitfire. Spitfire challenging once again. And this time, Spitfire had an extra stipulation where if they lost, their team was done. Their team's dead if they lose. And honestly, TNA and WWE both have an issue where their women's tag divisions are lacking in tag teams severely so. And that continues. That continues through Friday as Spitfire did lose. I don't know if that was the right call or not. I don't know. I kind of feel like it's the kiss of death at this point to face Elegance if you're a women's tag team, because not only did that happen, but the last pay-per-view we had, Gigi Dolan and Tatum Paxley of Chemical X and the Meta Girls and others challenged for the titles and they lost. And then like that week, they're half of those teams are gone. Jakar Jackson and Last Legend split, and then that Friday, Jakar is out of the company. Chemical X are still together that Tuesday, and then by that Friday, both Gigi Dolan and Shotzi are gone, leaving just Tatum Paxley. So I don't understand breaking up another team. I don't know who's left to really face Elegance. I'm not entirely sure. We'll hopefully they have some kind of plan going forward, but the fact that there are essentially 3 women's tag team divisions split up between 2 belts on 2 different promotions, and none of them look strong, it's not great. The optics aren't good. We had another kind of random match, the Order 4, which is Mustafa Ali, Tasha Steelz, and the Great Hands, defeat Raj Singh, who really hasn't been on TNA that much. He's kind of been more or less showing up in Maple Leaf. Indy Hartwell, who recently joined TNA, and the Rascals. And, it's fine. We had a Tessa Blanchard match. She defeated Ariana Grace. Masha Slamovich defeated Victoria Crawford. Crawford is, of course, the former Alicia Fox, as Noam Dar would like to call her. Crawford lasted just under 7 minutes with Masha, which is understandable for that match. Masha's a beast. Crawford has never actually been like the long match having type. Not that she couldn't do it, it's just not really what she does. The Nemeth brothers defeated Matt Hardy and Leon Slater in a pretty fun match. Jeff's currently out doing, I think he's doing more of his music and some other things. I think also there was a deal with him kind of struggling to be able to get into Canada for the show. Those borders are very weird right now. Not only if you have like any kind of record, but considering what's going on politically between the States and Canada, it's any blemish on your record is going to affect your ability to travel. Main event was Joe Hendry and Elijah facing Trick Williams and Frankie Kazarian. And we had said during the predictions last week that whoever wins this is losing on Sunday. And we were right. We were correct. Joe Hendry and Elijah defeat Trick Williams and Frankie Kazarian by pinfall. Just under 20 minutes. Pretty fun match. Just a big setup for the main event at Battleground, which was the main event. It was the main event. So that kind of highlights that, yes, this is a big deal. TNA and WWE having this partnership, and a WWE superstar holding TNA gold is a big deal. It is the main event of Battleground. Overall, Under Siege was solid. It was fine. If you don't have TNA Plus, not that it's expensive, but there are a lot. We all have a ton of streaming apps: Netflix, Hulu, Max, Peacock, all kinds of shit. So if you don't want to have one more streaming service, it's not going to kill you to miss this one. I'll be honest with you. But if you're a TNA fan, you got some good stuff out of this. I'm sure. Before we get any further into that, we got some sad news over the weekend. First off, we saw or learned that Jim Ross is now dealing with cancer. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me today, he is the double champion of the show. He is Matty Two Belts, the Forever Intercontinental Champion, and the Are You Fucking Serious quiz champion, Mr. Matty Reigns. What is up, Matt?
What's up, Greg? What's up, everybody in the chat? Let's see who all here. What up, Kanisha? Just Kanisha for now? Well, probably bad.
We got Kanisha Cookies. I don't know if Batty's in here or not.
Okay. What up, Cookies and Kanisha? I'm here. I'm late. It's been a long day, but I'm here.
Our numbers on StreamYard are not correct, which is fine.
Okay.
As long as they're up everywhere else, I don't really care.
Okay.
I just got done talking about TNA. Being fine. If you don't have the money to have the TNA Plus, I wouldn't go out of my way to do it, but
no, I wouldn't. Like everything they've done over the last, basically since they got rid of Scott D'Amore, hasn't done anything to warrant buying TNA Plus. It's TNA minus at this point. Like they should be paying us. They can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, do it. We got some sad news about Jim Ross over the weekend. He is dealing with cancer, a pretty rough form of it.
Was it like colon cancer?
Yeah, colon cancer surgery. Unfortunately, yeah, Jim Ross is dealing with colon cancer. Apparently, Stone Cold Steve Austin gave him a phone call over the weekend and told him he's going to kick this thing's ass. Jim is in good spirits and he's ready to get this done and move on and get back to AEW because he doesn't plan on stopping anytime soon. Look who also is here with us, ladies and gentlemen. I said I'd give him the introduction. He is your new Reggie Simpson Memorial Predictions Champion, Kenny Rivers.
What's going on, y'all?
What up?
Got me running out here to try to catch this ferry so I could be on this damn show because I'm your champion. Your champion had to bless you.
Yeah. Congratulations, you dick.
I survived what could not be done.
Survived?
Don't say you.
You didn't survive. Survive is not the word, sir. Stole more like.
No, I wouldn't say stole because think about it.
I would say stole. It was mine.
I wouldn't say survive. It all came down to a tiebreaker.
Hey, listen, a win is a win, damn it. A win is a damn win, damn it.
Cookie says, let's fucking go, Kenny.
Cookies, for believing in me, brother. For always believing in me. What's up? My man Cookies.
What's up, Kenny?
What's going on, Kanisha?
Yeah, I made it through TNA and NXT. I made it through NXT just to look at 5 minutes later and go, God damn it, I lost AEW. Shit.
I came in last throughout. I came up short throughout the weekend until AEW.
I came in second place. I came in second place for TNA and NXT. So I was like, oh, come on, God damn it. I need to win something. I need to win something. Come on, man. Let me feel good, please. And it was delivered. All on a damn tiebreaker.
Yeah, that's what I get for trying to. The one time a tie in the tiebreakers would have served me well, and I've tried to fuck it up for everybody else. So that's what I get. Honestly, that's karma coming back to bite me in the ass. Batty, now did I win? All right, Batty, I'm here to give you the news. I will say that you started off great. You started off. You did exactly what I did, Batty. You won TNA. You survived against Damien in Battleground, barely. Only to lose at the last show. Ladies and gentlemen, your new chat champion, Cookies.
Yes, go, Cookies! Let's go! Cookies and Kenny show running it, baby. Let's get it.
Oh my God! Yeah, we're never gonna hear the end of this shit. Jesus.
It'll be the next PL. The next PLE is literally next week. So we
don't have much time off for this one. But hey,
wait,
enjoy it while you can.
Thursday or next Thursday?
This Money in the Bank is next weekend, not this weekend.
You got to break this week.
Okay. Okay, I get a break, so I get to brag for about. Okay, so I get a 2-week reign. I'll take it. Yeah. I'll take it.
Cookie says C and K all the way. Oh my God!
You heard?
Don't.
And that probably means Thursday I'll be successfully defending the Are You Fucking Serious title again. We'll just
see that depends.
Right ahead. That means I'll be winning again. I'll call my shot.
The Kangs, the Dangalines. That's our name.
That's not the tag team name we need to be. Oh God, Jesus Christ. All right. Anyway, Jim Ross is going to be all right. He believes, it's going to be tough at his age, but We're pulling for you, brother.
Right.
JR, voice of a generation.
This man has been through enough, man. Like, this man needs a break for real. Like,
he is. Kenny hit the nail on the head. He is basically from the time, even before the pandemic, he was having stuff happening. If you remember,
right?
Tragically, he lost his wife in that car. She died in that car accident, or I think she got hit or whatever. Then he had, I think, skin cancer.
And then the fall downstairs.
He was falling due to old age because every time he would have a black eye and he was like, I had a fall. My dude, JR, though, that looked like more than a fall. It looked like somebody beating your ass.
That's old dude fall.
If you said you fell, we'll believe you, Jim. But wink at us if somebody tried to beat you. And now it's like, now you got cancer again. Like, dude, like,
give this man a break, please. Please give him a break. Like,
yeah.
Jeez.
So we're pulling for you, JR.
Man have been through every wrestling company, done seen the rise and fall of one of the greatest companies. Like, give this man a break.
Someone brought up a good point on Twitter last night.
Kane set his ass on fire. Like, give him a break.
They low key because they said Dave Meltzer had went on a rant about Jim Ross, and it was warranted because he hit the nail on the head. And y'all will agree with this. WWE, y'all have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to acknowledge Jim Ross's battle with cancer. They didn't say anything.
Yeah.
They didn't say a word.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah,
and I'm like, Dave Meltzer went off about it, and it's like, yeah, that. You know what? Meltzer's right. Like, what the fuck you mean? And he just said all those moments. Those are all we know him more than anything being in WWE, WWF. Everybody loves JR. There is no reason that all wrestling companies around the world should not be sitting up here saying, fight JR, fight.
Right.
You and this is the all-time slobber knocker. And like nobody except for AEW is saying anything. They've all just went quiet.
Batty says, congrats, Kenny, but fuck Cookies, which is warranted. Cookie says, that's not cool at all. Kenny said nothing at all. Family ASMR says, stop in the chat. Good luck with that, brother. That's not going to stop anytime soon. I've tried to wrangle this chat in. It never works out. Also, we have unfortunate news. Rick Derringer passed away at 77. Rick Derringer, rock and roll legend. But as me and Matt are aware, and maybe Kenny is too.
When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside.
Yeah.
Damn.
Derringer created one of the greatest wrestling theme songs of all time. The Demolition Song. That's correct. The Demolition Song was one of Derringer's. Also, Real American, another fantastic one. A lot of great 80s themes came from Rick Derringer, you know. So it's sad to see him go. RIP, sir.
Yeah, didn't know he was 77. That's still young to be leaving this world, but rest in peace, sir. Real American is going to last a lifetime, forever and ever and ever, even though we hate the person it's attached to.
It'll last longer than the person that protect.
Yes.
Since you brought up the JR thing with the WWE, I sent that image in our group chat today.
Mm-hmm.
WWE is setting up sales for tickets for their upcoming shows.
Oh, I just saw it.
And they're not even hiding it anymore. This is for main event, Saturday night's main event, July 12th, Evolution July 13th. The pre-sale code, all WWE.
They really want people to show up.
I guess, man. I
don't know what they're going to do with. I don't know what they're going to even be able to do with what is going on in Atlanta. Yeah, I saw Tony's little booty ass comment, and that's why he's gone. Oh well. Yeah, the loser has been banned. He over here calling people losers.
It's
now look at you.
it's clearly a AEW shot,
right?
Because WWE does. This is like something people kind of joke about. This is something that they actually believe. WWE, especially Nick Khan, look at themselves as the underdogs, always fighting from beneath in the world of wrestling, which is stupid.
Not true.
And yeah, just
signing the top
false.
talent all over the world.
Like AEW, like I can see where they're coming from. Like AEW in a sense is the underdog, but it's 6 years later. You're still the underdog, but regardless, y'all are rich.
But it's not even like
y'all
they're
have
really
the world.
underdog.
They have the world at their fingertips. They can do whatever they want. It's just you're not going to be as popular as WWE. That's all it really is.
Yeah, it's literally the whole. At the end of the day, like I always said, Matt, you said, I've said it. WWE is the Ringling Brothers of this whole spectacle of wrestling, this whole circus of wrestling. There is nothing higher than Ringling Brothers. You can be the second, but as far as popularity and stuff like that, there's not going to be anything higher than WWE. Just for the simple fact that it's been around for so long.
Right.
And at one point, that was all the wrestling that anyone could get hold of. So yeah, you're not going to be that way. Just make the best of what you got. Like Matt said, you got the world at your fingertips. You sign whoever you want, whenever you want. So be the best at what you can do. And the story.
Yeah.
Like I don't see how he can say, "Oh, we're the underdog. We're the underdog." No, you're not. You're a great alternative to the mainstream product, and you highlighted that. Like they did a great job of highlighting that this weekend. Like Ricochet and Briscoe, they were sitting up there. That whole fight. If I saw two people fighting and bleeding and all that, I'd be like, "Dang, they're really fighting about something." Them dudes was fighting about being bald. Like if you can get down to a knockdown, drag out, bleeding type of feud, a blood feud over who is the most bald, then you're doing something right.
Right.
Yeah. I just this along with the fact that Great American Bash is coming back and is being put up against All In.
Is it an NXT one?
Yeah, it's another NXT one, just like they just did with Battleground. So
and did they lose that? Did they lose that one?
What Battleground or I'm not sure. I have to look at
the Tonight Show ain't in Tampa, aka they ain't nobody was trying to sit there for a third damn night. That's all it was.
Hell no. It's back when AEW Dynamite started and they moved to Wednesday. We were like, that kind of sucks. They're kind of hitting like NXT instead of going for like Raw or SmackDown. Because people acted like WWE moved NXT to face Dynamite. Like, no, that's the opposite of what happened. But ever since Trips has taken over, my God, it has gotten petty.
It's super petty. And like between Triple H and his pettiness, TKO and their just corporate rebranding of wrestling, like I didn't have a problem with it, but in the last like 2 to 3 weeks, now we're seeing I don't care about TKO. TKO can kiss my ass. Like I don't care about the UFC. I don't care about professional bull riding. I only care about the WWE arm of that. They're becoming too corporate. Like the stuff that they're doing now, Vince would have never did that. Like think about it. When Vince was in control and WrestleMania was announced. We sat up there and we got literally Men in Black because The Rock told us that WrestleMania was going to be in New Orleans. Now WrestleMania is not going to be in New Orleans. It's supposedly going back to Vegas for another year, all for the simple fact of they really enjoyed making a lot of fucking money in Las Vegas, even though everybody said Las Vegas sucked that.
Know what it is? Everybody and their mama though, they was complaining about Las Vegas sucking. Everybody and their mama that was in Las Vegas was placing sports bets before that. And you know they had that what is it? It's not FanDuel, it's the other one, the DraftKings. You know they got their shit DraftKings. So that's making them end over end money alone right there. People ain't got to go far to place bets on an event that's right there. That's money. That's money right there.
Yeah.
I don't even think we can bet. I know in England you can bet on wrestling. I don't think they let us over here in America bet because they said basically here in America they're like, if you're betting on wrestling, you need to call the number.
I know they used to back during the pandemic. Do they still do it?
Yeah, you can still do it.
Because I know during the pandemic, I was like, all right, we don't have any sports to bet on. Fuck it.
Yeah, they had it on FanDuel, and you could win like some little money or something. They had it on DraftKings, but like to actually like bet, like for me to just pull it up on the app. Oh no, I gotta be over in another country because they don't play that. They're like, we let y'all bet on everything else. Don't bet on no. Basically, don't bet on something that's fake. That's how they feel. Why are you betting on something that is already predetermined? It's a Batty's point. Why are you betting on something that is probably predetermined also? A political primary could be already. It's just weird. But yeah, I don't care about a lot of the stuff that TKO is doing. It's leaving a bad taste in my mouth. Like.
Yeah.
Like, look, even next year, they're already fucking with us for next year. Money in the bank in New Orleans, because since New Orleans got fucked over, they told them, hey, we'll give you money in the bank. Money in the bank is in August of 2026. Why is money in the bank in August next year? They ain't telling us.
Probably in a way to try to mess with an AEW show, the way things are going.
The calendar is getting fucked over. If it's not them trying to counter program against AEW, they're just trying to find any way, anyhow to make more money and get as many people into a building. And it's like, why? Because
I'll say this about WWE and those tickets. So what we've seen in AEW where they do is if they can't sell out a full section, they like tarp off areas so it doesn't look like there are empty seats. WWE, if they can't sell the number they want for a building, they're going to move that building.
Yeah.
They're going to downsize. But those tickets have gotten so pricey, especially for like the main 4 shows. But in general, those tickets are so high now, they can't sell them to regular fans.
There's no way in hell I can afford to go to WrestleMania. SummerSlam is here. I'm sorry to cut you off, man. SummerSlam is here for the 2 nights. I can't afford that.
Bro, when I was growing up, like I knew that it was like, all right, tickets to like for like decent tickets for Mania, it's like early 2000s. $45. I just gotta pay for the hotel and the flight. Maybe I'll do it one day. Now, hell no. You're paying thousands of dollars. Like just for tickets.
WrestleMania, someone put up like a seating chart from basically like WrestleMania from like 25 years ago. And like the highest ticket was probably $600, $500, like something like that. And like you said, now they want that plus another $500 and $600. And then you ain't even got to eat anything yet. You ain't bought no shirt. Shirts are $40 now.
And then on top of that, it's not even like they're putting the big 4 in regular arenas. They're putting these shits in stadiums.
So you can look at them at this side instead of seeing them on your TV.
$400. One of the top sections at MetLife Stadium is like $300, and I would still have to be watching it on the screen because of how far down the ring would be and how ant-like they would be. If I got to do that, I might as well keep my black ass home.
And then like with Evolution, I'm glad I don't live in Atlanta. Like, remember what was it, the last time they had, Bad Blood in Atlanta? Yeah. That was cool. I was happy with that. But you're having Saturday night's main event and Evolution. I love the ladies. I love all the women. This is nothing against the women. But they are going against, you got Saturday night's main event that Saturday. You probably got SmackDown also in Atlanta. And you're going to have Evolution. Sunday night also happening in Atlanta at the same damn time is Beyonce. Beyonce wrestling in Atlanta.
What's a wrap?
Yeah.
Like,
that's why those tickets are a fucking package deal.
yeah.
Even though it's not a deal. It's
because
not
they know
deal.
people. It's like, I'm not any person in their right mind. They're gonna be like, if you already got, if you don't have tickets to Beyonce, you're still trying to get them tickets to Beyonce. The last thing on your mind is some motherfucking wrestling. You ain't trying to see no WWE. You don't want to see no WWE. You try to see Beyonce.
I showed y'all the seating. People ain't trying to buy shit. I showed y'all the seating chart for Worlds Collide. Remember, I took a screenshot and sent it in the chat.
Yeah.
Half of that,
Oh man,
half of that stadium is empty as shit.
I'm not paying money. If I don't even have to pay money to watch it on YouTube, technically, because all I gotta do is pay my internet. YouTube is free, unless you pay for YouTube Premium, like Greg. But still, it's a free show. What you gonna be buying tickets for? A free show?
I've never advocated more for a service than YouTube Premium, just to avoid all the goddamn ads. That's the one time I'm like, hey, this is actually a service you have to fund, because those ads are insane.
Ridiculous with their commercials, and WWE with their corporatization of NFL location of everything. They're trying to be like the NFL, and all of us are just like, stop it. You've already done the merger. Just keep it like it is. Not everything. We know y'all want to make money, but every year we hear the same thing. This is the most money we've ever made. This is the most money we've ever made. All right. Like,
it's the most money you've ever made because
y'all gonna make that money.
Right, it's the most money you've ever made because every year you raise the price by over $150.
Well, every year they brag and say this is the most money we've ever made. Like, they keep saying, oh, we're making more money now than we've ever made in the history of this promotion. At a certain point, that number will stop going up.
Because they're really acting like the NFL, because they've done it in a shorter amount of time. Because it's only been a year since this merger. They started going overseas. The NFL was going overseas. Remember, we used to be excited, and then we'd be like, it's a game in Brazil on a Friday. Why? We're going to Paris, or we're going to Timbuktu. Why? Why are we having wrestling over in this place? Like, it's like, oh, well, y'all said y'all like seeing it overseas. Yeah, but not every damn show. Well, yeah. Why
not keep the major milestone WrestleMania in the stadium? Like the 25th, the 50th, like major milestones. Every WrestleMania and every goddamn Big Four, some pay-per-view does not have to be in the stadium. Like SummerSlam don't need to be in the stadium. Survivor Series
they want everything to be WrestleMania, and it's like, no, like I broke it down. Like, we know, like, WrestleMania was the first thing created, and then Vince was like, oh, we got to be able to do this again. And essentially, WrestleMania is springtime WrestleMania. Royal Rumble is wintertime WrestleMania. SummerSlam is summer WrestleMania. And Survivor Series War Games is Thanksgiving WrestleMania. But, like, to Kenny's point, only WrestleMania needs to be a stadium show. Those other shows don't need to be. Those other shows don't need to be 2 nights. They don't need to be in an NFL stadium. It could be 1 night in an arena, or one night in a stadium.
That 2-night thing, especially because this year WrestleMania didn't need to be 2 nights this year.
No,
like this year was the worst 2-night WrestleMania they've probably ever done, and it's not like it was all bad. It was just like some of these matches just don't need to be on WrestleMania.
Yeah, like this is not a WrestleMania worthy type of feud. This is y'all just putting them on here. It was the quintessential, oh, Vince is booking a multi-person match so everybody can get on the card. And this was, we got 2 nights, we gonna fill it up. And then the best match, one of the best matches of the weekend, still wasn't at WrestleMania. That ladder match with the Street Profits was on SmackDown.
Yep, right. And they rather to have New Day versus Viking Raiders.
Which should have been good, but it's the fact that, you know, we've talked about that to death, but Bill was terrible. let's get into the rest of these pay-per-views before we run out of time because I'm gonna have to be out of here for NXT soon. So we covered TNA Under Siege, which was a show.
Cool.
It was
they
fun.
already put it up for free if anybody wants to watch it.
They did, and I think it's because apparently TNA Plus had like some errors halfway through the show.
Oh, okay.
So they just said, we'll just put it up for free, which, all right. Sure.
I was looking like, so pick somebody that just paid for that. If they just waited, because I looked at it, I was like, well, I'm not gonna watch that. Fuck Diener. He fucked me over. And they're like, we're gonna put it up for free. Okay, I'm still not gonna watch Diener, but I might watch some other stuff. I'm bored.
Diener. Yeah, I was talking about Diener. I'm not sure he's even really leaving. I think it's just like
he just did that so I didn't win. Fuck him.
I think he's just like coming back in a few months because like he's still signed to the company. So like,
oh yeah, he ain't gonna pass Eddie Edwards, but he on the list now. He on my list. Fuck Diener.
All right. Is he between the Eddies? Is it Eddie Diener, Eddie Thorpe, or is it like what are we looking at here?
Since Eddie Thorpe already been fired, he passes Eddie Thorpe.
Eddie stay up top.
Both Eddie stay up top. Evolution should be on itself own weekend. Yeah, honestly, an Evolution should be its own thing and not have to have something else joined it. Damn, if they only had a lot of tag teams they could put in like the tag division to give us some good tag matches in Evolution, that'd be nice.
And now that they have announced it, now we're going to get all the these are this woman not like this other woman. Oh man, why are they all of a sudden hating each other? Wait a minute, Evolution's in a few weeks. We gotta book this pay-per-view.
We get the final battle between Naomi, Jade, and Bianca. This is where it all comes to a head. This is the whole pay-per-view.
I can barely hear you right now, Kenny.
I said, is this the pay-per-view that we get with the all women, Jade, Naomi, and Bianca?
Probably. I would assume so. Yeah, I would think. I mean, really, like, what is your big women's match to get people in to see Evolution right now? Like, because the whole thing has been they have the talent. They've had the talent for years to do Evolution yearly. It has never been a problem talent-wise. But right now, like you said, we're all of a sudden we're kind of rushing to put feuds together because we're doing Evolution in a month and a half. You have a month and a half to build that many feuds as well as Money in the Bank and all your other NXT stuff. So you're building 3 sets of pay-per-views up, and there's going to be some overlap. We're going to have rematches from Money in the Bank there or NXT, whatever there.
If it was me, this would have been the year. I know people probably would have hated it, but since you already announced Evolution, this is the year I would have been like, guess what? Sucks to suck. Ain't going to be no women's Money in the Bank. That can go to Evolution.
Hell, do the Mae Young Classic.
Yeah, you can do the Mae Young Classic. You can bring back the Battle Royal.
We're not doing King of the Ring this year. Mae Young Classic.
There's a lot of stuff for them to do because it's like you can't do Money in the Bank because Money in the Bank is on pay-per-view now. It has that women's match has to be there.
What they could do is they could actually build a feud between the NXT women and the main roster women. That could be a big thing. Because you could have somebody like Stephanie Bakura versus fucking Liv Morgan. You can have a Jordan Grace versus Bianca. Like that would be the best bet, honestly.
Yeah.
That Evolution could have been a moment where the locks really could have been changed on Roxanne. That could have been her last NXT appearance.
Well, luckily for you, Matt, Roxanne is on to bigger and dirtier things. So we'll get on to that in a second. So NXT Battleground was great. AW Double Nothing was great. They were honestly both fantastic in their own rights. Battleground started off with a fucking incredible match. Sol Ruka and Kalani Jordan for the Women's North American Championship. Matt, your girl Kalani.
Kalani died, but she looked amazing in death. Shout out to Sol Ruka for...
Did Sol Ruka hit a soul snatcher halfway across the ring?
Yes.
A 450. Yes. She said she hit a 450 soul snatcher.
I don't know how, and Kalani still had to like kind of lean into it. Like he had to catch it for any like springboard cutter. People got on there and it's like, that's what you have to do for those. Cody's the same way. Jay Lethal, same way. But the way that Soul shot herself off that corner, hit that tuck and roll, and still, that was phenomenal. That was incredible. Soul Ruka is such a star. Remember, like when she just came back from injury, was it last year, the year before? We were like, all right, you better hope you step your game up. Well, she fucking did. She did. She absolutely
literally did. Like we made the joke a while back. Like, does she just stand around? Like, can I do the Soul Snatcher from this place? Yes, that's literally what she does. Can I do the Soul Snatcher from here? Can I do the Soul Snatcher from up here? Can I do it from down here? Yes. If you can find a person who can sell for you, if one of them old heads can show y'all how to maneuver a way to make it look believable, then the sky's the limit for her. Her and Kalani are so imaginative, because I wouldn't even thought of doing a 450 degree Soul Snatcher. Like, bro.
And it is also the fact that her and Kalani are great together as opponents. They are. We always talk about like, oh, you want to find like your perfect dance partner. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to those two, as far as coming up at the same time in NXT, they found each other. Anytime we see them in the ring together, it is magic, because they're both, like you said, they pull out a lot of innovative shit. Kalani Jordan really took over that whole like Rob Van Dam personality.
Man.
Like, it's incredible stuff, man. I'm praying the creator that WWE doesn't let Soul try the Soul Snatcher from the roof of the chamber pod. God, I hope not. Look, lover, never. Don't ever do that.
Why would you speak that into existence?
I love Soul.
Why would that be? See, now WWE be watching and listening to us. Now
I need to watch that match back, because does she still wear the brace?
Yeah, she still has the brace.
Okay, yeah, she ain't doing that. Nope, she ain't doing it.
Like the one she held the ladder, I was like, because like it's not as much spring, so it's a little bit tougher to hit. She still nailed it, but that's also not too high. But if they start going off of like that kind of height, someone's gonna get hurt.
And yeah, that's why I was like, is she still braced up? And she is. No. She might Zoe herself.
I hope not.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was some really good stuff on here. But Soul Ruka and Kalani, it's important that the first match of the card sells you on the rest of it. And damn it, the girls did it.
Yeah, they did.
Fantastic. Next up was Hank and Tank and Josh Briggs versus the Culling.
Hank and Tank, baby.
Yeah, Hank and Tank, honestly, man, they're fun to watch. Josh Briggs also still one of the best big men in wrestling that just doesn't get used well. Yeah. The Culling, what the fuck is the point of the Culling? They lost again.
That's what shocked me.
What do we do?
First two matches of that show.
I think we all went Culling, didn't we?
I'm pretty sure.
No, it was half and half. Kenny and Mike went Hank and Tank. You and me went Culling.
Because at some point it's like, what is the point of the Culling? The Culling have to look good. At some point, they got to stand on top at some point, but
Hank and Tank just got those belts. There was no way they was losing those.
I didn't think they were going to have those belts as long as they have. I thought they were losing that shit like the next night on NXT after they won them.
They're doing
those legends coming up telling them that they can be good. They just got to stick to it. Nah, they're gonna keep it to at least 2 more pay-per-views. And then
it reminded me of when Hawkins and Ryder won the belts after Hawkins had his like 3-year losing streak.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, you're so close to figuring out the deal. Like, but honestly, Hank and Tank have improved quite a bit. Tank is a freak. He's a freak of a dude. I love her in-ring work, but someone needs to teach Soul, the way she rides, like she's trying to ride a surfboard or a skateboard. And I know she does it, but when she rides that shit into the ring, or when she like pretends, it looks like you're watching like a 70s TV show where they got the screen behind him. Like, all right, pretend like you're on a wave. Like it's It's very bad. It's very bad. Channing Stacks Lorenzo defeats Tony D thanks to the arrival of Luca Crucifino, who was not killed. I don't know if anybody here has seen the Muppet Christmas Carol, but when I was watching it, I was like, Luca Crucifino, who did not die, who turns out he's fine. He's cool. Luca shows up, distracts the ref. Stacks hits Tony in the nuts. Honestly, this was actually a pretty good match. It
was a decent match. I loved the ending.
It was a really decent match. What you call it? At one point, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, God damn it, the Don is gonna win this, and then Mongo is gonna pull away for real, and that's what's gonna happen. I honestly
thought Tony was winning.
The momentum thing.
I thought that too, and I was sitting there as the match was going. I'm like, well, if Tony D wins this, what the fuck is about to happen?
Yeah, because that was
what's happening to Tony D after this?
Yeah, because if Stacks loses, he's killed Luca and probably Rizzo for nothing.
Right.
And then, but Tony's not about to go challenge for the NXT champion. Like, that time for him is come and gone. Tony loses this one. Luca tries to hug Tony after the match, and Tony just like pushes him back, walks away. I wrote an article over the weekend about like NXT stars that are clearly on the way up, and Tony is like, he's not coming up today, but this Stacks feud is about to wrap up, and he's not going to have anything else to do.
Nope.
He doesn't need to be winning an NXT championship. He doesn't need to win the North American championship again. He's not going to be fighting for tag titles. There's nothing for him to do except for go up. Either go up or be gone. And he's good enough to figure something out on the main roster. He just needs to – it's time to go.
Like, that's what – like, I love Tony D'Angelo. That's been one of my guys since the start. But unfortunately, he's not like – well, he is, but he's not. He's just like Trick. But spoiler alert, Trick is the TNA champion.
We're going to get into it, but I'll say this. Trick with that belt. That's a great look. Trick looks great with that belt.
Like, I felt stupid for not picking Trick. And then once he won, everything clicked instantly. But for like Tony D'Angelo, he ain't got nothing else to do. That's why I'm just like, well, if you win this match, what you about to do? Because then that destroys Stacks and everything he's done. If you go up to the main roster, you might not even really fit in with your gimmick because he's a real life Italian, just playing up the stereotype. If you ain't never seen the tattoo on his arm, that's real. Like, maybe, just maybe, could he be going to TNA like Trick? Because essentially, Trick, it was nothing else for Trick to do. But they were like, you still need more seasoning. You're going to get this seasoning in TNA as the TNA champ. Your heel persona needs more seasoning.
Honestly, I feel like it's less about Trick, and because if you look at the stuff that happened over the weekend and today on WWE socials, man, they're posting a lot about Mike Santana. Yeah, man, they are posting a lot about Mike Santana. Like, you're trying to get Santana ready for when he does the switch.
Yeah.
So Santana beats Trick whenever they finally have that match. Santana saves TNA. Then when Santana's time is up, boom, WWE. Right? And it does feel weird saying this about TNA talent, but that's just where we are nowadays. That's just, they work together. They're officially like, not officially, but they're basically their poaching ground. Stephanie Kerr and Jordan Grace.
Another good ass match.
Great match. Those two killed it. Stephanie wins with the spiral tap, which is it's a better finisher than the SVB for sure. It's probably harder to hit, but that like double underhook backbreaker just it doesn't have the same oomph. Like I remember when we first saw her doing it, we were like, "That's the finish. That's how she wins." All right.
Yeah, and to Baddie's point, where she said that ain't gonna be when we were talking about Soul, she's like, "That's probably not gonna be her forever finish." They're still trying to figure that out with Steph because when it comes to certain opponents, you're not gonna be able to hit that.
Yeah,
you ain't gonna hit down no Rhea. You ain't hit down no Charlotte.
Just give her submission.
Yeah,
just give her submission. But Spiral Tap is great as well. It's something people always love to see. So as long as she can hit it, fine.
Right.
And she hit it here. It looked great. Her and Jordan were awesome. Jordan's another one I could see them calling up next month. Like, especially because we just saw Julia. Julia was in WWE. Her first match was in September, and she's already in the main roster. So Jordan, I know she just signed on in January. She could be in the main roster by Evolution.
And I wouldn't even, because the way the women's roster is just stacked all overall, it's not bad to see her have a cup of coffee. Basically, just get her bearings, learn the WWE way of wrestling, learn where the cameras are, and go on about your way. And I like that. I honestly like that. We know who she is. If she doesn't win the NXT title, that's all right, because it's like
she didn't have to.
Like, she really doesn't have to.
I hate to see this comparison because of how the career worked out in the end, but it's kind of like EC3, where like EC3 didn't need to win the NXT championship. People knew who he was. He was a big deal when he showed up there. Just push him up. What happened afterwards? Unfortunate, but Jordan's the same way. And the thing with Jordan is we saw her at 2 Rumbles, and at both Rumbles, people went fucking crazy for her, right? So the main crowd knows who she is. Now we've seen Jordan show up all through NXT for the past year and a half. Mm-hmm. So now the NXT crowd has really gotten to see her, and casuals have seen more clips of her. Just put her up.
I feel like there was more of a pop for Jordan coming out with the TNA championship than it was when Mickie James even came out with the TNA championship.
Yeah,
I think so.
Wrestling fans were more excited, like, oh shit, you got the TNA championship in the Royal Rumble. And like,
Kenny?
Great, so it made
more
of a deal.
Yeah, I think with Mickie, it was just like, oh, we're happy to have Mickie. Oh, Mickey's the belt. That's a one-time deal.
Yeah.
But Jordan showing up, because Mickie was also like in the final stages of her career, Jordan popping up was, oh, fuck, Jordan Grace in WWE. Like, everybody's head started clicking about the feuds they wanted to see, what she could do.
And it all actually happened. It was like, oh, she got to be on the way. And then it was Scott D'Amore. Because think about it also, that first Rumble appearance, that second Rumble appearance, the difference, Scott D'Amore.
Yep.
Like that first time, we're like, oh, shoot, she working with WWE. Okay, they might be able to do something. And we saw her a little bit. Then they got rid of Scott. And it's like, oh, she on the way. We know she about to be in WWE because they ain't got rid of the best person. They got rid of him and they got rid of Gail. So it's like, there's no reason for her to stay here now. Y'all basically kicked her out. You shown her the door without showing her the door.
Anytime I see someone's like, someone's leaving TNA to go, like, no shit. Same with Ace Austin. Like, of course he's leaving, because what? Why wouldn't he? Yeah. Giving the money, and also I've seen what you do with people that stay here. No. It says this is Vince saw EC3 and said, make him a mute. Yeah, the way that Vince looked at EC3 and also LA Knight, because they're essentially very similar characters. Yeah. Where you're like, how are these guys not major dubs in Vince's eyes? You know, they just weren't. But yeah, no, Jordan in no time. She's coming up. Obafemi and Miles Bourne. This
was a decent match. This is when I flipped to Double or Nothing.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Because we knew what was happening. I think with most of these matches, we really didn't know. But here we were all like, Miles ain't winning this shit. It was all about Miles just getting the support from the fans and proving he was like someone that could be a singles guy, because NQCC's breaking up soon.
Yeah,
it's happening.
If y'all watch this match, the match that was on at Double or Nothing, y'all missed a really good ass match of Okada versus Speedball Mike Bailey. That match was fucking good.
Speed gave us New Japan Okada for like one night. That man had to prove something that night. That was incredible.
They knew what was on, and they were like, "Let's go." they got on Oba versus the Death Boy.
Obafemi beats Miles Bourne. He has to hit 3 falls from grace, which might have been a little much, but Miles gets the nod from Oba, and we see during the little break, the crowd gives Miles a standing ovation. Good stuff for Miles. Miles is pretty good for how young he is and how fresh he is at this.
Still need to see that birth certificate on who his dad is. Because Randy, you got some explaining to do.
Billy was like, root for this dude. He's deaf, solid worker. Okay, promo. He gets to take Stephanie home every night. Yeah, after the match, he's like, yeah, I lost, but I'm still winning at life. Like, no shit. No shit, Miles. Good for you. Miles. Good for you, Miles. Main event, Trick Williams and Joe Hendry. It was a fine match, Yeah. Again, Trick and Joe Hendry are not technical workers at all.
And that's what irritates me when people are like, oh my God, why do they have Trick? Because people, when it's Trick and someone who is not as seasoned or is not as good, that's when then they find out, oh, Trick has to lead this match. Oh my God, why is Trick so garbage? It's not that Trick is garbage. Trick just knows what he knows. Yeah. He's paint by numbers. That's it.
He's a PC product, which is they train you to work the way you work for your character, and it works out. Trick, it's still a fun match. Trick ends up bringing the belt into the ring at the end. The ref throws the belt away, and Trick facebuster onto the belt, which for some reason was considered legal.
That was another type of ending.
It doesn't count because he didn't swing it. Isn't the rule that if you bring it in and it's used, then you get DQ? Like, I swear there's a rule about it.
That's why I was like, this is such a TNA ending. It was so sloppy.
It's called a foreign object. It's illegal.
That should be it. But unfortunately, no. He drops him down with a flapjack facebuster onto the belt, and then trick shot, boom, 1, 2, 3. Trick Williams becomes the first WWE superstar to hold TNA gold. First contracted WWE star to hold TNA gold. He's also the first contracted WWE superstar to win the TNA World title. He is the first WWE superstar to win a TNA belt on a WWE pay-per-view. That right there is a hat trick that has already given him his Hall of Fame selection.
And
because those are 3 very big firsts. Because WWE honors specific shit like that. It's not like, oh, he has to go on and main event 15 Manias. No, that's all he needs. We've seen people go in for less.
And technically, we ain't got no NXT people in the Hall of Fame yet.
That is true. That definitely ours. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, not yet. It's only been around 20. When did NXT now? 2013.
Yeah, basically. So at some point in the next 15 to 20 years, we're gonna have to start you're gonna have to put in the people. Like, we know the 4 horsewomen, but there are gonna be people that are just quintessentially known for their NXT runs more than their main.
Was 2010 the NXT game show, or was that like? I thought that was game. I think that was game show, wasn't it?
Yeah. New to This World said 2010 for the reality show.
Yeah, reality show. Yeah, as far as NXT, where it's an actual wrestling show, 2013.
I would pick somebody like Bobby Roode is an NXT Hall of Famer.
Seth Rollins has to go in.
Oh, Seth Rollins for sure. Big E, there are a lot of people that are going to be going in there for sure. Sami Zayn and KO but if you're talking about just a flat out NXT Hall of Fame, yeah.
Baron Corbin, Bobby Roode for sure. Baron Corbin will be an NXT Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe. Nakamura definitely, because fuck everything that happened on the main roster. His NXT run still is better.
Yeah. The less said about his main roster time, the better. I've never. God damn, what a waste. But yeah, NXT Battleground, great fucking show. You could have had the NXT title and the 6-man on NXT tonight.
Yeah.
But still a good show. Double or Nothing.
Shit.
Yeah, we're gonna rush through this.
Yeah.
We're only gonna cover a few things. Anna Jay and Harley Cameron defeat Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford by pinfall. Yeah, Harley shoved Penelope's face into Anna Jay's ass for about 15 seconds.
Me next.
That's why AEW always AEW they did a great job. That was a great show. Like you gave us a little bit of everything. That's why I like AEW. Like I don't hate AEW. I don't love AEW. I like AEW. Like they hit their moments. They had their Attitude Era moments. They had their regular wrestling.
They had their Attitude Era moments with just Toni Storm, let alone anybody else. That woman. Bandito and AR Fox and Los, I don't know how to say that. Hologram and Commander defeated Roppongi Vice and the Crew in an 8-man tag. The opener for this show was Mercedes and Jamie Hayter, which is a stellar Owens Cup final. Jamie Hayter fans are furious, but Mercedes Moné wins. She's taking on Toni at All In.
They know the writing on the wall. Y'all know how much that woman got paid.
Oh, she's absolutely winning that belt at All In. There's no way she's not.
Like, we said it from the get-go. Y'all doing all this other bullshit just so you can get us to what everybody wants to see: Toni versus Mercedes, and we're finally there.
It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a fun match. Mercedes. It took Mercedes like a good 6 months in AEW, where she finally started having like the matches we were expecting her to have. Mm-hmm. It was like right after the Britt match last year, where we were like, "What the fuck happened there?" You know, where she finally clicked. And I don't know what was taking so long. I don't know if it was because she was still trying to be Sasha.
Yeah.
And she still is to a T, but she's finally hitting her stride.
Yeah,
maybe part of it was just coming back from injury.
Ever since she had that horrible match with who was it with? Was it Penelope?
I think it was Britt.
That one match, I was like, she had to carry this match. I was like, this match was horrible. It was a waste of time. But yeah,
it was Britt Baker. Like all in.
But for me, that was the moment because I'm like, you had to get a match out of that. Like, yeah, you're back. You're back to being the good match haver again. And that was a really great match. I'm happy for Mercedes.
Yeah, I love them sandwiching this show with the Owen.
That was a smart booking for them. Like you go
definitely
months building up to the Owen Hart finals. You might as well.
Yeah, they definitely made the Owen feel important. They like you, me, and Mike and Kenny have talked before about like, you know, sometimes they do too many tournaments, sometimes they do too much of something, but the C2 at the end of the year and the Owen in the summer are great. They have nailed those.
That's where their bread and butter. They actually make those tournaments feel important, and we know they're important. Like all the other tournaments, we might not know all the rules for or whatever, but we know what's gonna happen for the owner. The winner gonna get a trophy, they're gonna get a belt, they're gonna get a title shot. We know what's gonna happen at the end of the Continental Classic. Some motherfucker gonna have 3 belts. Like somebody gonna have 3 belts at the end of all this.
It's they really like I said, it's their bread and butter. Those and then they're all not all in. It's like the Casino Gauntlet where like it can end at any time. They finally, it took me a while to be like it can end at any point. That's fucking weird, but it does work. FTR
eliminators now.
FTR defeated Daniel. Oh, don't even get me started. FTR defeated Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness in a pretty solid match.
Yeah.
There was a clip going around of FTR and Nigel, like FTR were supposed to hit each other off clotheslines, but Nigel didn't move in time. So like Dax has to shove him out of the way to clothesline his own partner.
Well, it's like Nigel wrestles all the time.
Yeah. Like his timing is going to be a little off, you know? It's going to be a little strange. But still, it was a fun match. Ricochet and Mark Briscoe in the stretcher match was fun.
That was a good ass match. And like I said earlier, they did all that just fighting over who's more bald.
The Hurt Syndicate defeat the Sons of Texas for the tag titles. Like you said already, Okada and Speedball was fantastic. Damn, that match was incredible. Man, Speedball
kick that man out the air.
I saw people bitching about that spot. Like, what was he trying to do? The shooting star press? Like, if you don't watch, because clearly, if you watch and you know what Speedball does, he was going for something he always does. It's the little Ultima thing. It's like the shooting star into the knees to a standing person. Like, why was he doing it when the guy was standing? Because that's how he does the move. Don't assume you know everything.
Like that, when Okada hit that drop kick, that was the AEW equivalent of Ricochet getting super kicked out of that moonsault by Adam Cole. When he hit that, I was just like, oh! He drop kicked him out the air and was like, I'm not wasting no more time.
Get your ass up. As it should be. And yeah, it was great. It was great. Tony Storm defeats Mina Shirakawa to retain the title. It was a good match. They ended it with a kiss because that's what they do. I'll be honest, Matt. I did not care for the Anarchy in the Arena.
I tuned in late to that, and when you was like, "Are they dressed up like the Founding Fathers?" That's why I said, "I was like, hey, this is the revolution as far as I'm concerned." You don't go down to 1776. I don't know what Thomas and all that was looking like. I know what Thomas Jefferson was looking like. So that was the revolution right there, baby.
Yeah, it was. There were some moments in the I have not been able to get into the Anarchy in the Arena matches. I don't know. I think it's because it's always like 40 minutes.
That's what kills me. If I wasn't watching Battleground and trying like to flip back and forth, I probably would be able to enjoy the Anarchy in the Arena match. But from the clips I saw and from people like their reviews, they said it was a really good match. The only part I didn't like, and I just need to rewatch it again. The parts I did watch, I just put my head down as soon as I saw Willow got her ear locked up or whatever. I'm like, oh no. Yeah. Do not hurt her. Like, y'all doing too much. Like, I look at Willow, I don't look at her like I look at Kalani, but it's almost like you're cute and cuddly. Why
She's precious.
Y'all is she precious? Why y'all putting her, y'all locked her ear in a lot, y'all locked her up by her earlobe because she had a hanging earring. And I'm like, this is either going to go one of two ways. Something bad is going to happen, or she's going to just get saved. Thank God she got saved by Nana, because I was not trying to see a bloody Willow.
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't see that ear rip. Willow was like the embodiment of just like pure joy. Yeah. So it is weird whenever she has that kind of moment. But yeah, Kenny Omega, Swerve, Willow, and the Ops. Thanks to Hook, who shows up and doesn't join them in the end. So Hook is on the outs with the Ops.
Yeah, I was like, well, that was stupid. Because he showed up and helped them, and then Joe's like, hey! He's like, no.
Like, yeah, what's Hook's problem?
I don't know.
They act like his stomach didn't get ripped open by that chair shot, which caused him to be out. Like, they kicked him out or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, what the
he's acting... I guess he's mad because they won the trios belts without him, but like you couldn't compete, man. Like
you were literally in real life taken out.
Yeah.
Be mad at TK.
But isn't his contract coming up soon too? So
yes,
that could be a possible thing while they're doing this to write him off at AEW because he hasn't renegotiated.
That's possible. That's possible. His contract is still coming up. I'll say. I'm not going to say anything else about that yet. We got to rush. The Don Callis family and Paragon. This needed to not be on this show.
Nope, not at all.
I went Paragon because I just wanted to be different, but it ended up costing me. But hey, whatever. But like this is a Dynamite or Collision match. It's a main event Collision, maybe an opener Dynamite. Does not need to be the semi-final match of the night. And this was 11:45.
That was a long
when this match was finally wrapping up. And then the main event went for 40 minutes.
And that main event was bullshit.
Hangman Page beats Will Ospreay. Hangman is going to face Moxley at All In.
I love that match. It wasn't bullshit. I was cheering for Hangman that whole damn time. But at some point, because even me and Mike said it in the chat, Mike was like, here they go with the false finishes. Because it was like, bruh, just end this. Because at this point, I said it in the chat. I said it. As soon as it hit midnight, welcome to Monday morning AEW, y'all. It's Memorial Day, but I'm ready to go the fuck to bed. Even though I ain't got nowhere to be tomorrow. I want to go to sleep.
Yeah. Not every main event has to be
right now.
He's still kind of feuding with the Don Callis family. I guess he could win another mid-card belt. I don't really know. I don't know. Because at first I thought
from Adam Cole or that.
Well, Adam Cole might be losing that to one of the Don Callis family as well. Like, I don't really Don Callis family is. We said it last week. Like, oh, they're all over the fucking show. And Adam Cole said it on commentary. Man, there's too much Don Callis on this show. That's going to keep happening. That's going to get worse. Let's roll into Raw real quick, and then we'll get into NXT. Raw was fine.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot to talk about on Raw.
Yeah, it was a show.
Penta and Seth Rollins advanced to the Money in the Bank ladder match. Kairi Sane defeats Liv Morgan to win her first singles match in WWE since 2020.
Damn.
Penta killed Gabe.
Yeah.
Penta killed Chad Gable.
So
okay?
Penta has, was it Dragon Lee?
Mm-hmm.
Was the third, and like in like the gory special, and then picks up Gable in front for like a pile driver, and this, yeah, it was bad. Gable's head, his leg goes back, his head drags hard across the mat to the point where his head is bleeding. It's like rug burn, skinned off. It was disgusting. And everyone saw that and went, oh, shit. That's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good.
The thing about it is, like, I love Penta, but I said it from day one. He's going to have to fucking slow down. His reckless style is going to get somebody hurt. And low-key, each week since he's debuted, something minor has happened, and now look at this. Like,
yeah. Thankfully, Gable shared an image of it today, and it seems to be mostly healing fine already.
Yeah.
But yeah, it could have gone a lot worse than it did. Penta is still incredibly high as far as what the WWE can think of him, which is good. He's great. But like Kenny said, there's a reason they don't do shit like that. And it's not because WWE is, I'm not going to say they're right or wrong about things, but there's a reason their injury rate is lower on these things than others. And it's because they're at a certain point, certain moves are just not going to be done.
Yeah.
Or if they are done, they're going to be done in a certain way to protect as much as possible because they are terrified of that lawsuit. But
look, they don't want another Owen Hart on their hands.
nope.
They don't want Benoit. They don't want wrestling fans to be completely turned off with another Big E situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like they do a lot of shit to protect their wrestlers, and also is to protect their money. If they can make sure that their wrestlers are healthy, they can get the most out of them for the longest.
Oh yeah, they're not protecting them out of the goodness of their heart, but you're correct. It is that they're protecting that money first and foremost, and that will lead to better protection and care.
It's a win-win situation. It's like you make us more money, you get more money.
Yeah. So yeah, that was, and it was a move that you definitely see in like Lucha Libre places.
But them niggas be dying.
Yeah, like the fucking crazy shit.
They be dying in Lucha Libre, okay? They be dying in the ring.
Diving 20 feet onto fucking concrete at AAA sometimes. Where in WWE, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's the one thing about WWE where you're like, probably better than anybody else. You're not going to get hurt there, probably. At least
and
that
you know
bad.
what? And then here's the thing: when WWE finally goes, okay, y'all can do something. Let me let y'all do one thing. What happens? Bronson Reed blows out all his fucking legs.
Good
God.
See,
this is what we fucking told y'all, dumbasses.
Speaking of Bronson Reed, so Reed showed up with the group last night. He is the official third man, or I guess fourth man technically, of Seth's group. And Heyman, I like the way Heyman laid this out. It's not that they just forgot that they were enemies. Heyman goes, Seth has been fighting for his life, his entire WWE career. Seth has put his head on the line against Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, yada, yada, yada. And the only person to give him this kind of beating was Bronson Reed, which basically comes down to, hey, I got tired of this man beating my ass. So I paid him.
What's the old saying?
You can't beat him, join him, baby.
Join him, exactly.
What are they to do? Bronson was smart.
It's like, hey, perfect. That's all you needed to say. It's real simple.
He's like, you'll pay me? I'll get more money and I don't have to beat your ass no more? Cool.
Seth Bronson and Braun is such a killer group. Jesus Christ.
Triple H be listening. He did this to spite me. He knew what I wanted. Bronson.
What's up? What's going on? Yeah, Raw was fine for it was honestly a skippable show.
Yeah, it really was.
But
especially when that whole Becky Lyra segment came on, I
didn't care about that because at this point it's like y'all are just prolonging the inevitable. Let Becky win.
Becky's gonna win this belt, and then Lyra's gonna have to kiss her ass, and then we're gonna move on. The other thing that happened that I fucking loved was the Judgment Day shit backstage.
But man, Roxanne,
bro,
sauceless nuggies.
Finn Balor is such a little dick. He's Finn
is like, he's getting on King Petty level, and I'm feeling it, yo. Like, you know how I love a good pettiness.
Not only that, JD is in on it with Balor. Like, JD was laughing with Finn when Dom was getting chewed out. And Roxanne comes in, brings a plate that had to be nearly 100 chicken nuggies on this plate. Like, he's not about to eat all that shit. Right. Where the hell did you get that plate from? Liv comes in and basically goes, who the fuck is that? And later on in the night, Roxanne tries to help Liv in her match with Kyrie. Raquel and Liv don't trust her. It leads to Liv losing. And then Liv says, you know what? You know whose fault this is?
Yours, Raquel.
Raquel's. She's a veteran. She is.
Right.
Honestly, Liv's been pretty much right about everything she's been mad at the past 2 years.
But my whole thing is this. Why the fuck was Raquel pissed off anyway? She helped Liv in the situation.
I don't know. I will say Carlito also had the best line of the night, as he always does. Liv says, you know what, Dom? It's fine. It's whatever. I'm going to go get my Money in the Bank qualifier, and I will talk to you later. She walks off, and Carlito goes, bro, you got to stop eating other girls' chicken nuggets.
Uncle Carlito with the advice of the year.
That's strange.
Carlito is the Principal Lewis, the party guru, where he's like, someone's got to tell these kids what to not do.
Right.
End of days, bitches.
He basically told him, you can't be out here eating on strange. You don't do that. We know you dirty, but don't be that dirty.
We appreciate it, brother. We'll sub right back to you if you got something going on. I'll definitely sub back to you. Yeah, it was Carlito's always fun. The Judgment Day stuff, they've at least added life to it just by letting Finn be a shitter.
It's really keeping them between him being an asshole amongst them, and every time during his entrance, he did it last night. I'm like, oh, you fucker. You know everybody wants to do this. You know we're ready to do this again.
We're ready to see Finn drape his dick across the room.
Cookies and Batty are ready for that. I'm just ready. I see Finn all the time. But I'm ready for Finn to be back with his
I didn't say, you know, it was like the royal we. You know, it was
yeah, motherfucker. When we start speaking French on that, that's what I want to. When the fuck we start speaking French in this bitch?
I love Finn, but I don't want to see his balance.
Right.
Kanisha, don't you lie to me.
You a lying ass,
Kanisha super want to see his balance. I am perfectly happy seeing it covered like he keeps it.
There you go, Cookies. Join us in the Holy Land. Good God. So NXT tonight.
Speaking of Horny Land, welcome to NXT, baby.
Yeah.
Where where one of the champions is from a faction called Titties and Ass. Oh wait, tell me about that.
I do love that people will say that and they're like, no, that's not what it stands for. Like, no, that was what Vince Russo wanted it to be about. That's why he named it that.
I got in trouble in high school for talking about TNA, and my teacher was like, "No, I'm talking about wrestling, total nonstop action." And she's like, "Oh, I thought you was talking about the no, man."
Considering what it was back then, it kind of was
right. But I was like, "You got
that." We have 2 title matches tonight. So first off, Tatum Paxley takes on Jada Parker 1-on-1. Jada, please God, Jada win this match.
Don't play that shit.
LFG season 1 winner Jasper Troy, after taking out Oba last week on NXT, makes his debut tonight. Then we have Ricky Saints defending the North American title against Ethan Page. This is the final nail in this coffin of a feud. The winner. Yeah. I also added Ethan Page to my list of people that are leaving. Like, if Ethan loses this match, just send him up. He does not need to be here anymore. Send him up. The winner of this match defends that belt then at Worlds Collide against a right now unknown opponent. And then JC Jane challenges for the NXT Women's Championship against Stephanie Vaquer.
Jasmine, come back, son.
Is she? What happened? Have we heard what's going on with Jasmine?
All I've seen on Twitter, I saw something on Twitter that said she has been removed from Fatal Influence.
But why? What the fuck? I mean, I guess they don't want her. I mean, it's a losing group.
Yeah, some people are like, well, good. She sucks anyway. I'm like, she was the best person in that group.
I'm not saying no, the fuck she doesn't.
Like, I'm like, JC brought her best during Battleground when she walked up on Steph and slapped her. Because I didn't even recognize that was JC. When I got super happy over that, I thought that was them Spanish women that was still standing from the outside.
That's what I thought too.
I thought that's who slapped Steph. I didn't know that was JC Jane until Sunday. Until I saw it again on Twitter. I was like, that was JC Jane? I thought she was Spanish women. No.
Because they had shown them, and I was like, all right, that's going to be something obviously at AAA.
So I was like, oh, that's the Spanish people. No, it was JC fucking Jane. Oh, yeah, I'm taking that praise back. That was not for you, JC. I thought you was the Spanish one.
Good God. Yeah, so, Batty, her boyfriend fucked with a special or homeless person on live.
Yeah, I saw something about that, but she laughed. Yeah, her boyfriend made a comment about somebody, and she's in the background. She laughs, and we ain't seen her since then.
That is, if that's true, then that's She let. I mean, that's on her.
If Jada Parker can survive her stuff.
Yeah, Jada Parker ended up making a half apology.
Jada went in the paint. She didn't even care. She defended herself. She was like, "Yeah, I said it."
She did, but she also like the way she. It's hard to talk about without like giving the full detail.
Right,
and I don't
right.
want to. But she like basically said, "I stand by what I stand, but I don't mean to like go after certain people." Like it was a weird, but she tried to kind of cool it down.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know about this until Batty said it. So I had no idea. I don't know what's going on with Jasmine, but if that's what happened, then that's on her. That's 100% on her.
Yeah, especially
what is Kenny especially always said when it comes to the fucking social media and wrestlers.
That shit's separate.
Don't do that shit. If you and your boyfriend or whatever are going on to do something that has nothing to do with your job, don't do that shit. Don't do it.
Don't do it, or if you are going to do it, don't put it under your fucking work handle, you dummies. Put it under your private account.
Like the only reason, like to their point, when we do see these are two great examples in NXT. When we do see Kalani and Melo out, they ain't doing nothing. They either going to the Celtics game, they're going out to eat, or he loving on her.
Bro, Melo is not messing up his bag. That man ain't doing shit to mess that up.
Trick and Lash. We don't see nothing out of the ordinary. We see them loving on each other, going out on dates, or her doing her cooking. And
or them going on dates, or them going to a goddamn concert. Yeah. Having fun like a normal damn couple.
Yeah.
They don't go live, and if they do go live, you probably got to pay for it.
Bro, I
ain't paying for shit.
I have never seen.
I might.
I've never seen any like news article go. I've never seen a news article ever go. This world famous athlete went live, and it leads to something positive. It's always like a bad thing. Like, don't set yourself up for this.
Especially to Kenny's point, if your handle is going to be WWE and you're in NXT, why? Like, I understand you're trying to get your name out there. But like Saquon Sugars, I remember he was doing stuff before he got on Dark State, but he wasn't doing nothing crazy. He was doing regular junk. Like, oh, what's up? Yeah, this is me. I'm trying to get my name out there. This is who I am. I'm in WWE. But like going live and then you come across a homeless person, that's just being stupid. Like for her on her boyfriend, like for her, yeah, it's fucked up. You laugh, but now look at you. A laugh got you suspended, basically.
But here's the thing too, that a lot of athletes have to take into consideration, whether it be wrestling, pro basketball, pro football, WNBA, whoever it is. You have to realize something. When you become part of an organization, the person you are with is technically now a part of that organization.
Yeah.
They have to be in part with what you do. Because you are a part of an organization that can ruin a whole bunch of stuff. Like with Steph Curry and his wife. With his wife, people always were like, oh, well, she don't even play basketball. She should be allowed to say something about the refs. You know what happened with her saying something about the refs? Steph Curry got fined $70,000.
Yeah. As he should have.
Right. Because your people don't realize this. Your better half is a representation of you. And when you become a pro athlete or you sign these contracts, your better half better realize they're also signing this contract. Because if they fuck up, they're fucking up money. And now look at this. JC Jane, you ain't making no money right now.
Betty said, what's that tweet? Some wrestlers are just fucking stupid. The classic Damo tweet. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. Some wrestlers are just stupid. But no, Kenny, you're right, man. Like it's when you hit that point of celebrity and also with another organization, everything revolving around you, social media wise, is reflected on them. That means your significant other. That means your kids, your nephews and nieces, whatever. It is going to show up. So, one, don't do stupid shit. But two, don't go live or record yourself doing. We just had a fucking NFL issue because some dumbass who's a kid for one of the Atlanta Falcons coaches got Shadur Sanders' phone number.
Yeah.
And crank called him and recorded himself doing it.
The fucking it was a scout for the New Orleans Saints. They had to he wound up paying, I think, $250,000 for that shit.
Yeah.
Now your father
got
to
DC
pay.
did the same thing. So that's $500,000.
Right. So like, bro, you just cost your dad and his organization $500,000. If you ever thought your ass had a shot of making it to the NFL now off of your dad, that shit is gone out the fucking window. You have blackballed yourself.
He super fucked himself over with that. And I felt bad for the dad because it already had been proven that the kid did all of that on his own. That dad didn't have the dad didn't know that his son was just going to basically go put in his code on the iPad and be like, oh, you got his number. Cool. Because that's literally what happened. The dad walked away and he decided to be stupid and go get info that he had no business even having.
Can any of you
$250,000?
Can either of y'all think of any point where if you cost your dad $250,000?
If I cost my dad $2.50,
bro,
I was getting my ass whipped.
Right.
Like, what the fuck are we doing, man? But this is the same thing here. Where it's like if my significant other cost me 6 figures and a suspension, we ain't partners
together
anymore.
No more. We ain't together no more. It's completely over. It's completely over. Like, people got to take that into consideration. Another perfect example: Kirk fucking Warner. He let his wife be his goddamn agent, and look what the fuck happened. No, everybody said, "Yeah, all right, nigga, check this out. You gonna retire now?
Yeah,
we gonna make sure you retire. No one picks you up."
And the more that social media and it, I don't know how it could even get more, but the more that it just is injected into real life, the worse that will be. So the early lesson you need to learn, especially Cookie says she's 26, she's still young and dumb. No, at 26, you need to be better.
Nah. At
26,
26,
you need to be better.
Right. At 26, you and then on top of that, you've been around a professional setting for at least 4 years now, where you've been around people that's been like, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you shouldn't do that.
She know what she can and can't do. She was in college. She was a college athlete. They know the same rules apply. You can't, certain stuff you couldn't post on social media if you was on the college soccer team, because they would be like, what was that? What you posting on there? The same rules apply. So like she was stupid. But she shouldn't have been on. I don't care. That is your boyfriend. You know what he said. You know he said some questionable shit, and he's live. You better make sure you on the other side of that camera or somewhere where that camera can't see you. Or if you were there, so you need to say and be on camera saying that's not okay. Like you're gonna have to fucking do damage control.
Right.
Who was it? Who was that coach? God, I'm thinking Tony Dungy. It's not Tony Dungy, but the one that was like, you need to put your phone. Like they had like a 30-minute clip from the combine one year where he was just talking to players like, hey, put your fucking phone down.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember who it was. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about though.
Like it was an evergreen speech. Evergreen. Don't stop ruining this shit.
Before you go live.
Yeah. Honestly, if you need to think about it, there are not a lot of things you need to tweet in your life.
Don't drink and go live.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for us. We're going to talk more about the pay-per-view stuff on Thursday. There's a lot of great shit I kind of want to get into, but we had to rush because we took off yesterday.
Right.
We'll be back tomorrow to talk about what happens tonight and about Dynamite. Hopefully we're going to have more of Worlds Collide figured out by then, but we'll fucking see. Until then, you can follow us at facebook.com/UnderTheRingPod and twitch.tv/UnderTheRingPod to know when we go live. We go live Mondays through Wednesdays, 6-ish Thursdays 9ish, and then on the weekends, if we do anything, usually 10 a.m. to noon. It is the season finale episode of Dead Men Talking on Saturday. We're going to talk about the last episode of The Last of Us, which was controversial.
Boy, fucking was it. That episode lost a fan when it came to my better half.
Bro.
My better half said, I think the fuck not. I will no longer be watching this.
That last 87 seconds, like, that's going to piss off a lot of people. Your wife included. We'll talk about it on Saturday. But you can also get us at our personal links if you go to Linktree or fingertip/UnderTheRingPod. Go to either one of those. You will find me, the former champion, Greg Bush, at Greg Bush SK on Twitter, and just Greg Bush on Blue Sky. Our current reigning Reggie Simpson Memorial Predictions champion. The man got it back. Throw him up.
It's the summer.
Rock Ribs 44.
Christmas in the summer, baby. Christmas in June, baby. Let's get it, baby.
Every year happens. I don't know why I'm surprised anymore. Also, you can get Mr. Mike Ciampa at Mr. Freshbeard. You can see our double champion, the Are You Fucking Serious quiz champion, and the Forever Intercontinental champion, Matty Reigns, at The Right Answer. Our street team captain, Tito, at Borea Maliente. And last but not least, our good friend and Florida Gator, Justin Devontae Baxley.
Yeah.
Folks, have a great night. Thanks for joining us. We will see you tomorrow. But until then, get some drinks, watch some ball, and remember, do the dumb.
Peace out, man. Peace out, Commission. Peace out, Rookie.
Have a good one, y'all.
Everybody,
Kings, dang-a-lang.
Do the motherfucking dumb, baby.